is Michael Israel, and what we're talking about here today is function versus dysfunction. Okay, function versus dysfunction, and I'm coming back on again. If you saw, I did a live earlier, but I'm coming back on again because I was looking at. Hold on one sec. Let me see. Okay. So what we're talking about is function versus dysfunction, and you know, this gonna blanket hit a lot of things because we have to, like me, I've had to get very organized with how I move, how I operate spiritually, mentally, um, physically, economically, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Just doing and operating in decency and in order. And I saw where a brother in the comments, he was very encouraged about some things I had said in one of the other videos concerning distraction. And one of the things I say is distracted people distract people. You have to eliminate people, places, and things that are going to get you off track, that are not conducive to the word. You know what I'm saying? That might function in disorder. And he said he struggles with that, with getting off. He's focused. He wants to get this thing done, but then he ends up getting caught up with something else. So we're gonna, because I struggle with that too. I wanted to just kind of address this him in the comments, and in doing that, edify all the brothers and sisters who follow this channel. So anyway, one of the big things I've learned is not so much quantity but quality. As long as you do a little each day of whatever your goal is, man, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, whenever, you're gonna be light years ahead of a lot of people. Because what happens with a lot of people, again, because they're emotional, they're operating through emotion. So what happens with a lot of people is they get caught up in the emotional surge of, I gotta do this, I want to do this, and they get caught up in that. And what that ends up doing is that it's emotion, is fleeting. It's there for a minute, just like the wind, and then it's gone. And when it's gone, you don't know where it went. Okay? So something I do is I use that emotional surge and urge of, I want to do this, I want to accomplish this in my life. I use that emotion to put a system in place that's going to have me consistently doing what I need to do. Because like I've said in some of my videos, and I tell the saints here, consistency compounds. And compounding, which means building up over time, doing things over a period of time, bring the results. So you have to have a commitment to consistency. You have to, whatever you're trying to do, you have to, like if you're trying to accomplish a goal or something, you have to set up a system. And there's books on it, all this stuff. This is where I got all this from. But you have to set a system up that's going to create a habit. I think it's called atomic habits. So you design a routine where, you know, maybe it's a morning routine where you make sure you do this each day, and you make it easy and frictionless to do. And the setting up of that system is what you use your urge and your emotions and your feelings you use that's what you use those emotions for, because eventually they're just going to die off and you're going to get or whatever. But if you set that system in place where it's a simple, frictionless, easy system, even on your worst day, it's easy to do that. Whatever it is, it could be something spiritual that, hey, I need to make sure I'm studying on this spiritually every day. You know what I mean? And this is how we grow. This is how we. This is one of the ways. How are you going to know? Because now we're going to go into something different here. How are you going to know you need to grow and you need to develop? How are you going to know that? How are you going to know you need to grow and develop? What are the check engine lights? Because, I'm an auto mechanic. So what's the check engine light of knowing you need to grow and develop in life? Problems and issues in your life. Man, if you become a part of a home assembly and you desire to grow and to develop, to be perfected, you're gonna you would have to be blind, or just like some people are, just willfully stubborn to not know the areas you need to grow and develop in. And then you put systems and habits in place and begin chipping away at it. If you saw the video I did a couple days ago where I was showing how these men, they have a little hammer and some like nails, some like stakes, little nails, and they with those little bitty tools, they can split a whole boulder in half, a huge boulder that weighs tons. They can split it in half, and they're using that law of compounding and that commitment to consistency. I'm gonna just do this little by little. One of the things I've talked about with myself in the past is the equivalent that I am is I'm a jackhammer. I would categorize myself as a jackhammer, where I just keep chipping away till the whole thing busts. I'm gonna keep chipping away at it. And that's the mindset we have to have when we're trying to grow and develop spiritually. A lot of people they're not led by the Holy Spirit, they're led by a religious spirit. I talked about that in my video earlier. And they're emotional. They're led by thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You see what I'm saying? And when they set themselves to do something, when it doesn't work out, and they don't see any results, they quit, because it's all emotionally led. Where you spiritually led, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be in it for the long haul. Okay, you're gonna be in it for the long haul. Okay, you're gonna be chipping away and be like, hey, I'm gonna keep chipping away at this till something breaks or bends, but I'm gonna just keep going. And that's a mindset we have to have. We can't operate in dysfunction, and dysfunction is a type of sin. Okay, not being functional, being led by emotions. It brings dysfunction. And if you want to know where sin's at, look where dysfunction is. And like I said, one of the things is, really being aggressive on problem areas in your life, areas that are a problem area. And I'm gonna tell you, this is where people get discouraged. That is, man, I'm sitting here talking to you about stuff that I've dealt with in myself and am dealing with. I know initially looking at where your problem areas are at initially is frustrating. it almost feels hopeless. It's like, how do I see where this at? Like, I can't even, it's like trying to, it's like trying to look at the back of your head. You know what I mean? It's like, you're trying to turn and look and you can't see it. You see what I'm saying? It feels like that's what you're trying to do. And that's because a lot of people are used to doing stuff like, hey, hand me that bag right there. You look at the bag, you grab it, and you bring it over there. As opposed to somebody saying, hey, hand me the bag. And you're like, what bag? Where is it at? Which bag do you want? And you're trying to figure this out. That's how it is initially, beginning to look at yourself and seeing where your problem areas is at. This is why it's a blessing to be around the saints, to be around your brothers and sisters, because they can help you with this. It's like a mirror. I look, the amount of growth I've had since I came to Straightway, spiritual, mental, you name it, growth and development that I've had in my life since I came to Straightway is more growth and development than I've had in my whole life. And then listen, the amount of growth I've had since I've been in a home assembly has been even way far outside of that. But you have to be willing to embrace the discomfort and the humbling experience of finding out you're not who you deceive yourself into thinking you were. Because we all have this idea of who we are that we tell ourselves, that we've told ourselves over the years. But then we get around righteous saints, we find out what the standard is, the word, and we find out we've been missing the mark in a major way. And if we want to have a life and have it more abundantly, then we need to take these hard, difficult looks at ourselves and humble down. Humble thyself. We sing the song all the time. Humble thyself in the sight of Yah, and He will lift you up. People gonna be getting on me because I messed that song, but you know what I'm talking about. Humble thyself. Let yourself be spiritually led. Let His Spirit lead you. Stop being religious. Stop trying to look the part and let the Most High Spirit lead you. What do you mean, Mike? Let His Spirit lead you. Let the mind of Christ, let His thoughts, His ways be your ways. Take on His mind. Think like Him. How do you do that? Meditating on His word day and night. Praying, fasting, seeking the Lord. Being around your brothers and sisters. You know, not being an isolationite. Not being an individualite. You know what I'm saying? This is how you do it. This is what it's about. This is what it looks like. Confronting, here we go. I'm getting ready to say a big one. Confronting those contrary thoughts, feelings, and emotions and mindsets, and bringing them into alignment with the word and what the word says. Okay, so this is the process. This is the process to real spiritual growth and development. And like I said, man, I see it's disturbing. It's sad. But I'll tell you this too, but it continues to drive me to see the people who are caught up in a religious spirit and not the Holy Spirit. They're caught up in a religious spirit, and they're not, you don't see the humility, you don't see the transparency, you don't see the fruit of behaviors that would be conducive to somebody being able to begin growing and developing and leveling up and moving up to the next level. But it's also encouraging to see the brothers and sisters out there who are led by the Holy Spirit, who've been broken and who are operating in humility. You know what I'm saying? And are really drilling in to enjoy the blessings of the Most High, to have life and have it more abundantly. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, I just want to come in and put that in there. Just like I said, I go in there, y'all, and I do look at the comments. Well, let's put it like this. I'm making an effort, a commitment to consistency to start looking at y'all's comments, and if y'all have questions in there or whatever, answering them and replying to them. I'm doing that. As I'm also making a commitment to consistency, coming on here and just putting this word out here and encouraging brothers and sisters to grow and develop and truly level up spiritually the way they need to, so that it can trickle into other aspects of their life, to the physical aspects, the mental aspects, the economic aspects. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, with that said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Definitely like, subscribe, share the video. And with that said, shalom, shalom.